Let's do a second pass at this recording. What we're going to do at this point is we're going to use a click track, and Goz is going to play and sing to this click track. What that is going to do for us is that we have a reference point that we know where bars and beats are. And once we have that recording in bars and beats, there's a lot of cool stuff we can do with editing. So there's one additional thing that we have to set up before we record with a click. Earlier, I was listening to the performance through headphones, but for Goz to work with this, he needs to hear everything through the headphones. So Goz, if you put your phones on, we're going to do a couple things. First of all, I want to set the click, and then I want to set the level of the click to your voice and the guitar. So I'm going to put my phones on, and then we're back in Ableton Live. If I take a look up in the upper left-hand corner, there's a couple controls here that determine what I'm doing with a click. So first of all, if I want to have the click on, I just turn on this to enable it. So whenever I am playing or recording, this click will go. So right now, I'm just playing, I'm not recording yet. So I can control the level of that click here. So I'm going to bring that down a little bit. And how does that sound to you? Is that click too loud?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Let's bring it down a little bit more. How's that?
I think it sounds good.
Yeah, do you want to just play a little bit?
Sure.
Play and sing. And play it in time. Make sure that you're in bars and beats.
Focused on the sky while it was raining. I never seemed to understand then. The sky was dark, the moon was never gleaming, giving it to clouds to move in.
How's that?
It's good. Would I be able to not hear myself?
So in Ableton Live, one thing to point out is that these faders here, these have nothing to do with the record level. These only control what we're hearing. So Goz, if you play and sing a little bit.
Focused on the sky while it was raining.
So right now, I'm bringing down the level of playback. It has nothing to do with the record levels. So I've really brought down the level of the guitar voice. How does that sound for you now?
That's good. I like this.
Let's try this with the click, see if this will work for you.
Focused on the sky while it was raining. I never seemed to understand then.
How's that?
Yeah, it's a lot better like this.
Okay, so the key to success here is to make a balance between the level of the click. You want it to be loud enough so the performer can really stay in time, but you don't want it to be too loud so that it's distracting to the performer. Now at the same time, the original playback levels that I had were pretty loud for the performer. And so sometimes if the performer hears too much of themselves, they back off a little bit. It's hard for them to give a full-throated performance when they're loud in their headphones. So the idea here is to create a balance between the click and the headphone settings. So is that all's working for you?
Yeah, I think that was a lot better.
Okay, so what we're going to do is to start this off, we have a count off. And right next to this click indicator, I have a drop-down menu, and this will let me set the number of measures for count off. So what I'm going to do here is set this at 2 bars. And at this point, what will happen is that before I start recording, it's going to give me 2 measures of a click before recording. So what I'm going to do right now is just a practice run. So let's do this 2 measures out and then start. So here we go. Now, if we take a look at what I just did, there's 2 measures out. But if he starts recording exactly on beat 1, a performer sometimes will start playing just a little bit ahead of the beat. And in that case, that'll get clipped off. So one of the things we want to do is give 1 measure of open space before we start recording. So Goz on this one will have 2 measures of a click, then let 1 measure go by, and let's start playing. Would you like me to cue you when to start?
I should be okay.
Okay, so let's do this. Are you ready?
I think so.
Let's go.
Focused on the sky while it was raining. I never seemed to understand then. The sky was dark, the moon was never gleaming, giving it to clouds to move in. But I was never good at letting you win and giving you the chance to shine when you screamed at me that I would never listen. Timing gave a premature fin. I couldn't see what you would wanna do. I couldn't play along. I criticized when you did nothing wrong. Guys like space, but so do girls. Guys like stars, but she wants hers. To leave her be, find her at sea for just a while. Guys like space, and so do girls. They want time, some time to learn. Let her be, to find if she still wants you. 'Cause girls want space from you too.
Great. And so what you'll notice at the very end, I stopped the click. I didn't stop recording because what I really wanted to do is to have that very end so he wasn't really kind of trying to follow the click. He would just naturally stop the performance. So one of the things to be thinking about as you're producing yourself or an artist is what is the flow of the performance? And you want to follow that as opposed to have the performer do what the computer is saying. So it's a little bit of a balance between setting the levels of the click, setting the levels of what the artist is hearing, starting the click, and then stopping the click. So all these things interact, and at this point, when we go back to the beginning, I have a performance that is going to be in bars and beats. That right now it's going to be very easy for me to add additional instruments, whether it's a bass part, another hand percussion or something. So a lot of possibilities now that I've recorded to a click.